Hi guys, it's Breaking Brian back with another Zootopia trailer breakdown. Guys, this is going to be my last trailer breakdown because this is the international one. We had the first trailer, the D23 image, footage, we had the teaser trailer, we had the final trailer, the Japanese trailer. I didn't break that down, and then we had some promos and stuff, but now we have another, the international trailer. So I'll try to skim through this, guys. By the way, I already ordered my tickets for Zootopia November 25th, a day early. I don't know how, but my movie theater let me order some tickets for that day. So I'm doing it as soon as possible. I'm one of the first people that will be there and enter the movie theater. I cannot wait. I do not want to be spoiled, guys. So yeah, I already ordered my tickets. Go order your tickets if you haven't already, because I'm telling you guys, this is going to be packed. So we see the city of Zootopia. It looks great. We have the mountains, the little buildings, the big buildings, the desert, the snow area. It's fantastic. And we see the train coming in as usual, and Judy shouting hops and wild in pursuit of suspect. They did in her radio, telling the other officers ahead of her. So they're trying to catch the anteater guy that they failed to arrest back in the shipping yard. And as usual, you can notice Nick here with the Foxy Dad shirt, and he sees something in the glove box. Maybe it's the glasses. We'll see him later in. But after that, we see Officer Hogbottom, which she seems like a very pig-headed kind of person, animal, because she tells them to back off, calling them rookies, like they'll handle this kind of thing. And you notice that she's in a special vehicle. It says SNFR. I'm not sure what that stands for. You also notice that Nick has the glasses on, and he has a fake beard made of sheep wool. Because remember in the previous trailer, Nick and Judy crashed through that basket while she was driving. Nick crashed through all that sheep fur wool. So yeah, Nick has a beard of it, which is kind of funny. And like I said, Officer Hogbottom is definitely going to be a villain in the movie, just like as a twist or something. Like I definitely see that happening. And also we know Nick and Judy are not going to back down, and they're going to keep trying to pursue the guy. So we have a hippo who I think heard from Judy or Hogbottom, one of them, and he says that we got him rolling spikes. And we see another hippo officer, and then we see a porcupine. So this is kind of crazy, but it seems like the porcupine is literally just like normally police spikes, they have the spikes already in the mat when they put it on the street to stop cars, but here they don't. It's just tape or something, and then the porcupine is rolling, putting all his spikes on there. I think it's kind of funny, but this is very impractical. It doesn't make sense. But yeah, it's whatever. It's just, I don't know, it's Zootopia and the animals. You can see a lot of police officers around here. Judy is speeding, going too fast. Nick is very worried. And you'll notice that a white car, a van, kind of accidentally it kind of shakes off the spikes from the mat. It's not Nick and Judy, apparently. And then all of a sudden, the spikes just come out of the tape, and you know what I mean, from the police barricade that they made. And we get all kind of like and these guys get Final Destination, because it then cuts right before they're about to get hit with the porcupine spikes. And then we see that it's on a TV screen, and this is hilarious. It's in Chief Bogo's office. You can see Bogo's awards and stuff, and then you also notice that there is a plate. There's a plate on the side there with of Chief Bogo on the bottom right. So does Bogo have a kid or something that made that for him? I don't know. But yeah, anyways, this is hilarious. Nick says, sorry, can you show me that clip again? And it just says, I wasn't wearing my glasses. And then he just puts the pig glasses on, like, as a complete joke. And I just love Judy's expression here. She is so done with Nick. I absolutely love it. I love Nick, how he can take any conversation into a joke and stuff. Because the spike scene with the porcupine, that was not Nick and Judy's fault from what I see. But anyways, yeah, it's just absolutely hilarious. It's funny, like Nick can drive anyone crazy. It's just hilarious, and Bogo is not happy about that. It's hilarious. He looks very scary and intimidating here, but you know Nick. He's a force to be reckoned with too, And then we see the Disney logo. It's fantastic. It's awesome. Finally, Disney. I cannot wait. So then we see the police officers leaving. We see Hogbottom, her subordinate, Like I said, I think there are going to be 2 villains in the movie as well. We have the zebra bodyguard for the mayor. We have the 2 hippo officers that have been hurt. They're trying to get through the door, but they're having trouble. It's like, guys, one at a time. Like, come on. Like, also, why were they not taken to the hospital? Like, it seems kind of ridiculous to go to Bogo's office to debrief how the mission failed, when it's like, shouldn't they be taking the hospital first? And Chief Bogo's face here was just kind of funny. I don't know why, it's just Bogo's face is kind of funny here. Like, I don't know why, it just is. And Bogo tells them that if you fail at this case, and I will split you up. And then we see him, I guess he is handing Nick and Judy, the file about Gary. But also, you'll notice that Gary has 1 fang, whereas in the, later in the trailer, in the party and stuff, he has 2. So yeah, that's a bit of is that a plot hole, or is that like just a continuity error? I don't really know. But yeah, Bogo says that he'll split them up if they can't solve this case. And then we see a giant spotlight. We get to see the Linksley Manor. It is huge, massive. There's a whole bunch of limos there, Zutennial Gala, spotlights, the light decorations on the trees, gazelle stage, all that stuff, the important people, the snowflakes, just looks really good. And yeah, Bogo kind of finishes with what he said, and then you have Nick and Judy here. It looks like they're just outside the mansion. Maybe Judy's excited about Cassell, or just the party looks amazing or something, and Nick's just not impressed, kind of thing. Like, I don't know, it's just funny. Like, she's smiling, and Nick's just kind of like, Then he kind of smiles a little bit too. And then we have Cassell performing on the stage. I wonder if she goes inside the party, but yeah, she is obviously doing the zoo song. And then we see this pretty interesting scene. We have a bunch of mice at the table. We have a couple of cheetahs here, and we have a mouse that is on top of the wine bottle that this lion is trying to open, and he does open it, but she's sent flying. And Nick also says that no snake has set foot in Zootopia in forever, so he's kind of giving Judy like don't get your hopes too high. So as they're walking in the party, Judy, this is hilarious, she notices the mouse that was flying with the wine cork, and stops Nick right before it hits him in the head or in the nose, and Nick's face here is it's hilarious. I just love it. Nick looks so surprised, and I don't know, he looks cute, or here it's hilarious, it's funny. And yeah, they continue walking in the party, and then, yeah, obviously here is where Nick fully says, no snake has set foot in Zootopia in forever, and Judy looks kind of like, are you doubting me or something? And I love Nick's posture here. He's just kind of like being real with it. I don't know, I find it hilarious. Like, I love the animation, the movements are very fluid. And then we have, speak of the snake, we have Gary, who pops up from the hood as usual. We have seen this so many times in the trailers and everything. They always tease this part with Gary. And then we have Mayor Dream Dancer, just shouting, "There's a snake," as usual, in a very cowardly way. We have oh yeah, so I do notice that we do have Gazelle in the party as well. As you guys know, I'm breaking this down as I'm going along. So anyways, so we have the tiger dancers, and one of them gets knocked over by the zebra because they're dragging the mayor away. Because the snake, they're trying to get him out. And then we have Judy on the staircase. Looks like she was trying to get on stage when Gary was there. And then all of a sudden, Judy is running down, and she says, "Stop in the name of the law." And then we see that Gary has wrapped around Milton Linksley. Like, he has kidnapped him, and he has taken the book and the stand. It's just, what the heck? Like, Gary has he's taken a hostage, he's taken the book. Like, what the heck is going on? And we see this very cowardly elephant just, like, leaving. Like, oh my goodness. Like, are you kidding me with this? Like, oh my goodness, like, you are an elephant. Ugh, disgraceful. And anyways, Judy survives her final destination attempt with the chandelier, and she's looking around trying to find Milton Linksley, who Gary kidnapped. And also, I like the cool effect. You can see that the walls of the house are very snow frosted. Like, they're not actually made of ice. It's just like a pattern or something. You know what I mean? So that's pretty cool. So so Judy looks in a different direction, so to follow them, and then Gary falls out of the building because remember, he was thrown off the building by Nick and Judy in a later part in the movie. And then we have Nick and Judy looking down, and you know what I mean, like I love Nick's expression here, like, ooh, that's tall, that's a big height, you know, kind of thing. And then we see this animal that is in a special sidecar that has taken Gary, like I guess he dug him out of the snow. It's just so weird that Nick and Judy, I guess Gary had a special getaway driver just in case, and I think this is Paubert Linksley, but then why would he do this against his family? I don't know, there's so many things. And then, yeah, they're driving off, and then Nick and Judy have to follow them. And then we get this cool side view where Judy is looking at something, maybe on a computer screen or something. But Judy says, we're going to crack this case and prove we're the greatest partners of all time. And then we get to see the two, side views. And we get to see Nick and Judy in their actual police outfits with the ties and the badge. So either this scene is in the beginning of the movie or it's at the end after they solve the case. You know, I'm not really sure which one. But yeah, also Judy is constantly punching Nick in the shoulder here, and even Nick is kind of like, he's getting very annoyed with Judy wanting her to stop. Like, she's so pumped, she's just punching him like 4 times in the shoulder, and just like, what, like, you know. I love how Nick is not like, you know, rubbing his arm or anything. Like, I mean, Judy is a bunny. And then also on the other side, you see Judy picking up Gary's shedded snakeskin. And then after that, we have Nibbles. She kicks down her car door and letting all the chipped wood and everything that she always chewed on. And as usual, you guys, I mentioned it before, Nick kind of looks disgusted and kind of annoyed with her, like just not impressed. Like I said, I really wonder what Nibbles' character is. She seems very helpful, a conspiracy nut, if you will. But yeah, she says, if you want to talk to a snake, last trailer she said, find a snake, I'm your gal. Now she says, if you want to talk to a snake, I'm your gal. So the line has been changed a little bit. They're driving off in her van. Anyways, and then it says from Disney. I'm so excited. So she says when Zootopia was founded, we get to see the Marsh district. She says that this whole neighborhood, the district, was cut off from the rest of the town, the city, and we get to see looks like a seal trying to buy a fish on the left, and then I love this, a hippo gets stuck in the water tunnel, and you have this otter that needs to, he backed it up, you know, he's too big, too fat, and the otter has to use this plunger to push him in, and he's just like, oh my goodness. And then also we get to see this cool water slide thing, water pipe, and you know, yeah, it is kind of rusted and supported by wood and stuff, so yeah, maybe not the most biggest support. You have Nick going under it, so yeah, like definitely need some more support. And then you have the mice that are tattooing this hippo's backside, and then Nick just looks on unimpressed as Nibbles kind of mentions how in this place in Zootopia you can have a shirt and no pants kind of thing. It's the redneck swamp of Zootopia, you know. And you know, she then mentions Zootopia has a secret reptile population. We already knew this, and she takes them to the bar where there are reptiles, and we get to see an extended version of this with you get to see the turtle that was a door, and then we get to see the bar of the reptiles. And I love this scene right here because you basically are going to have it where you're going to have Nick in a very uncomfortable position because you have these weird lizard geckos and they are just they're literally on Nick's chest and they're hugging him. And they say that he's so warm. Like, yeah, that makes sense because reptiles, they love heat, you know, and Nick is warm-blooded. They're cold-blooded, you know what I mean? Reptiles need warmth to survive, and I just love how Nick is just very uncomfortable here. He's very out of his element. He's never experienced reptiles, and he's kind of disgusted with them too, probably a little bit. I love how he's just peeling them off of his shirt. It's just hilarious. I love it. I do understand wanting to hug Nick, though. He's very fluffy. But yeah, Nick peels him off. I love the faces. Like I said, I think Zootopia 2 did a much better job with facial expressions in the first movie, and Nick is just trying to like carefully move around, keep himself on his toes, but he accidentally steps on someone's tail, a reptile's tail, and he's just like, oh no. And then this part is so funny, the tail fell off. Like, okay, please don't tell me that Nick literally stepped on the tail and all it did, and it literally broke off from that, like, because seriously, we don't need another how strong is Nick debate, because this is just crazy. But yeah, Nick is trying to put the tail back. I love, oh my goodness, this scene is so funny. The facial expressions, Nick is getting frustrated. The tail is not reattaching itself. You know what I mean? It's just like, of course, the reptile jokes in Zootopia too. Like, I'm here for it. I love it. And I want to experience them with Nick. And then we have a female lizard that turns back to Nick, and you know, like Nick removed her tail by accident and is trying to put it back, and then she says to keep it, you know, to keep her tail. And I can't believe this. Nick just got flirted with by a lizard, and he's just pretty disgusted and shocked. Like, I mean, oh my goodness, it's funny. Like, I love this. I'm here for jokes like this. I love it so much. It's hilarious. Also, you know, reptiles can regrow their tail. It's not a big deal. But yeah, it's just crazy. And then this Thanksgiving, I'm so excited, guys. This is going to be, they really could not have picked a better time to do this movie, other than, you know, years back, of course. And then we get to see Judy Jr. and then Mr. Big and Fur on the chair again. Like I said, I don't know what the placement is of this part of the movie, but Judy's so cute. She's hugging her grandfather. And he mentions that this business you're doing with the snakes, and he's going to say it's dangerous. But then we see Gary here, and he's got this like little pen, this little lizard pen or something, dinosaur pen on his tail. And it's just so cute. He's just like looking, he's in Tundra Town, and he's just like looking at someone or something, like smiling. And the way the sun is shining, and the sun just shines on his face, he looks back at like, oh, there's something going on. Or maybe he's saying, come on, follow me or something. I don't know, but it's so cute. Gary really is going to be the perito, and Mr. Big finishes with what he said about how it's dangerous, you know, the business with the snake. And Judy looks kind of worried, which she rarely does in stories, you know what I mean? Normally she's very unshakable, you know? And then we see the police leaving the ZPD, and we see Mayor Dream Dancer standing there. I think he's already given the order to Chief Bogo to put Nick and Judy as fugitives, because Milton Linksley is pressuring him to get the book back and stuff. And then also Milton Linksley says, I want the fox and rabbit gone. Now, before he just says, I want the fox and rabbit, but now he says, I want them gone. Like, that's like dead. Okay, so then we have a scene where Judy's in weird kind of ship or factory, and she bursts through a door, and then she knocks out a rhino cop, and she is running away. So she's running away from something, or I don't know. And then we see Officer Hogbottom on a mountain where Nick and Judy are going to climb it, and she's looking, so it looks like she's tracking them down kind of thing. And then we have chaos in the bar, and Judy pulls Nick and says, come on. We see Nibbles there, and then we have the part with the sinking ship. Nick is falling, grabs Judy, and she's once again like, stop pulling my ears, never pull a bunny's ears. And then we get to see the Marsh district, where the hippo cops are chasing after Nick and Judy, and they are jumping from head to head on the you know, manatees, or and the manatees, walruses. Like, it's hilarious. Like, and I love how Nick jumps too, and like the guy goes down in the water. It's just hilarious. There's gonna be so many jokes here. I just love it. And then Nick barely is able to get to the deck before it breaks. The hippos nearly catch him, but he runs off, and the hippos break the deck, and they're unable, and a whole bunch of fruit falls down. And I love this, how they start eating it, and it's a hungry hippos joke, and I love it. I love it so much. It's hilarious. Like, Gary says cannonball. He goes in the water pipe. Nick and Judy dive after him. They're swimming in the water pipe after Gary, but unfortunately Judy, I think she opened her mouth, or she ran out of oxygen, and now she is beginning to drown. Gary looks back at her, and Judy now can't really pursue Gary. She's drowning. She doesn't have air in her, and Nick is holding his breath and swimming after Judy. It goes black, then it shows Judy again, and then black, and then Nick is there with Judy, and he is able to get to her to prevent her from drowning. Nick is the better swimmer than Judy, you know. And then we see that the water pipe breaks. Not sure how this happened, like I said, but Nick and Judy are ejected out, and then they say that it's the wildest mystery. And then we see Gary, which is kind of funny. Fun fact. Originally Zootopia 2 was going to be called Wild Times, but they changed it to 2 in Gary, so maybe the third movie. But Gary says that snakes aren't the bad guys. This is our chance to set things right. And then we see Gary in a hoodie, and Nick we see Nick, Nibbles, Judy. They're going down some kind of cold place. I think Gary has a hoodie on because he's cold. And then Judy says, "No one will believe us." She comes across the conspiracy table, and like it says in red letters where. So yeah, there's some stuff going on. The conspiracy, who the villain is, and then it says in Zootopia history, we have Gary here, and then he kind of pulls himself with his own tail, and then the history is made history. It's extended, which is of course snake puns, and then Hogbottom's subordinate says they're helping the snake. Gary is running. Judy is going after Gary, and then Judy says that we took an oath to make the world a better place. And it looks like she's telling that to Mr. Big. And then we have this scene. Now, like I said, I don't know where this point is in the movie. Like, is this after Nick and Judy solved the case? Because they are wearing their police outfits. Have they been cleared of being fugitives, all that stuff? What is going on? You even see Chief Bogo is proud. So, yeah, you know, I don't know. I feel like this is maybe towards the end of the movie, and you have Judy here, who's Nick and Judy are about to pose for a picture, and then Judy is smiling, grinning, and then Nick here does this funny shot where he pulls his shirt down a bit and tie, and then just looks at Judy with his glasses. You know, just showing how different they are in the pose. Like, neither one of their poses is perfect. Like, for you know, I don't know. It's funny. It's hilarious. I love it. And then she says that an innocent snake needs our help. Now we see Judy, Paw Bert, and Gary in the sidecar in the desert. So somehow they got split up from Nick and Nibbles, I guess. And then we see the police cars coming after them, and they look on nervous. And like I said, you'll notice that Paw Bert has yellow eyes, and you'll notice that there's a phone on the motorcycle on the bars. So yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen here. You see Judy has the book. So yeah, I don't know what's happening here. So yeah, Nick and Judy are about to jump out of some kind of truck. It is smoking. I don't know if they're gonna lead over a cliff. I don't know what's going on, but Nick is smiling, and Nick says, "Here we go," and they're both ready. They jump. Like, somehow they just can't stop the truck. I don't know, but they make a jump for it. You see Gary's tail a little bit. Not sure where they're falling from. And then we see that the house in the mountains splitting in half. Nick once again tries to call out for Judy, and they show that scene a lot, and Judy calls out for Nick. I think that's maybe where they get separated, and then Judy turns on the turbo for the pig car. We get to see the catering van almost crash into the parade. We have this kid goat. Everyone's already gone, and he played the triangle, and you know, I guess no one heard him. Kind of sad. And then we have this funny scene where Nick is wearing a mustache in front of Mr. Big. He has a sports hat and a taco shirt that says "unbearably" or something like that. And then Judy just all of a sudden just grabs his mustache, pulling it, and he's just like, "Ow!" Like, I don't know when this scene is, because I feel like this is later in the movie. But then again, Judy's wearing the outfit. Why is Nick wearing this outfit? Like, I have questions. I don't know. But yeah, Nick is just kind of like, out. Like I said, Judy, poor Nick, you know, Judy, it's like you ripped off some of his fur, you know, with the mustache, you know. I don't know. That part was funny. So I'm not sure what's going on in this scene. We have Mayor Dream Dancer just posing, I guess, for the people. Why not? And then we have this lizard that just burps, and he literally sheds out of his skin and the clothes too. I don't really know how that works, but it is kind of a funny scene. And then he's holding the glass and standing still. He falls backwards, and Nick just looks on him like a dead body or something like that. Just, you know, it's hilarious. He's kind of horrified. And we also see the lizard that Nick's on the right. We see that the female lizard that Nick steps on her tail later. And so yeah, this is gonna be right before that scene. So yeah, Nick is just, oh yeah, okay, so yeah, Nick is going to be scared. He's gonna see this lizard fall out of his skin. Then he's gonna have two geckos hugging him, and then he's gonna be hit on by the female lizard. So yeah, already all that's gonna happen. It's in the trailer. That's just hilarious. So then we have a fast car drive into Zootopia, into the camera, and Nick says we need to get out of here. And then we see the license plate, Fast Mammal license plate, and then we see that it is Flash, and Nick is very happy to see him. He says, "Flash, 100-yard dash," and we see Nibbles right next to him, and we don't see Judy anywhere. So like I said, I think him and Judy gets separated. We see a bunch of phones in the background, and I guess Nick made a call to Flash. I don't know, but anyways, Nick asked for a favor. They need to get across town. I'm guessing in the desert where Judy is, and he asked for a ride. And I love this. Flash says no, and then Nick's face here from smiling to like what? Like it's hilarious. Because I knew he wasn't finished yet. I knew he was gonna say no problem. I knew it, but it was still hilarious. Like, and after that, they're driving and they're speeding in Flash's car, and you can see that they entered the desert district through that wall area behind them, and you see some mice in a buggy car, and they swerve out of the way because Flash is going too fast. And then it cuts to Disney's Zootopia. We have Gary doing the snake thing, the tooth thing with his snake body. He smiles, and then in theaters November 26th. I cannot wait, guys. I've already done it. Like I said, please order your tickets now, because trust me, guys, they are going to be sold out on the first day, and even the day early. November 25th, that is when I'm going to go see it. Like, you guys have to. Like, seriously, don't wait. The spoilers are going to come. Like, I cannot wait for Zootopia 2. I'm so excited, guys. So that's going to be it for my trailer breakdown. Let me know what you guys thought about it in the comments below, and I'll see you there. Until next time, guys, take care. Bye.